Phil Thompson attacked me, and it was nothing like Dwayne. Me and Dwayne were good friends. Me and Dwayne are good friends. If I ever made $1 million or something, I'd give Dwayne fucking 5 G's. That's how much I like the guy. And that's I'm a generous guy. That's 5,000. But it's like, Phil, I like him too. But I'd be scared to give 5,000 to Phil, because it's like, I already gave 5,000 to Phil to pay for one thing. And then, next thing I know, Phil drives a quarter mile down the road one day and starts attacking me right in the middle of Teeswater, right when I come out of the apartment above the pizza shop. And yeah, everything's gotten better and do-da day, and life's so great, and look at what he's made out of it and all that. But it's not something to be proud of. It wasn't something to replicate. It wasn't nothing like that. It was no profiteering. It was nothing to be proud of. Maybe this one will be up right away. Yeah, it was nothing to be proud of with the Phil self-defense situation that happened in Teeswater. You know, when Phil drove from his house down to Wayne and Julie's, you know, was the owners at the time, Wayne and Julie. They're the creators of Hometown Pizza. They created the brand, the recipe of the pizzas, everything. All right, sugar and spice, everything. But listen, they were more than well. But here's the thing. Of course they were, right? That's Wayne and Julie. But next thing you know, big old the elder abominable snowman, he comes flying down the road in his truck, and he pulls right up, and I don't even know he's behind me. Next thing I know, I'm getting choked or whatever. So I'm getting choked or whatever, and I'm thinking, like, what the hell am I supposed to do? Because I was upstairs, and I did have a couple drinks upstairs. Because I was upstairs in my apartment, I wasn't messing with anyone. Now, I will, say it might not have been a good time of the day to maybe have a few shots or whatever the heck I believe I had. I had bought in a bottle from LCBO earlier. I drove there soberly on my e-bike, my Daymac e-bike, to the LCBO. And I bought Smirnoff vodka. And it's like, so then I had a little bit, and I was trying to figure out what I was supposed to do. After that, I was going to take a really good sleep and or whatever, and figure out where I was going to be moving to, because I had given notice. But then I was like, maybe I'll pay him and stay. But then I was like, no, it's so freaking scary here, Tom. All they do is threaten you here, and you're having creepy things happen, and this thing's happening, and that. You better just figure out, I don't know, it's like almost like I was willing to throw it all away. It got so bad. I was like, I'd put 100,000 on this, you know. I was so mad. Like, I was willing to throw away $100,000, millions. I was willing to I threw away millions. I was so mad. And when he started choking me, I crushed him in self-defense. I disarmed him, and then I sprayed him with the pepper spray in the eyes, directly in the eyes, twice. Highly effective. It was highly effective. He was very aggressive until the second spray. He thought he was going to do something bad to Tommy. He thought he was going to hurt me. He thought he was the toughest guy that ever lived, until I sprayed him the second time and it started burning them eyes. Then he went from a full-out 50-something-year-old man hovering over me with all the power in the book to like a whimpering baby. And that's, I feel bad for Philly. You know, he was my little landlord from before and all that. Because he was acting like something else. He was acting like something else. And I gave nothing but money, and then I tried to figure out everything. But it was sort of a sexualer time, if you want to think about ancestry, because there was little facts well and be known that no one was talking about that was making people have certain feelings and whatnot. Okay? So it all ended up working out, because then I got to go to jail. I never went to jail before. I got to go to court and meet Chander and my lawyer and meet all these other people, the judge and the prosecutor and whatever. And then I got to meet people in the jail system and seeing how the system works and seeing how it's not something you want to do, it's like you could have did everything other. Now I learned that there's other things you could have did that day other than just throw it all away. It got spooky, it got scary. Well, that's when I should have just got out. There shouldn't have been no Smirnoff bottle. I could have bought, well, even though I had 15 days legally on the lease or whatever, 15 days, 15 days, I should have been cat's gone home, run out the barn. I should have been out of there grabbing onto every little thing I had to be able to hold on to when I was able to escape out of there. It was worse than a London escape room. It was horrible. And they were dead serious, and I seen the bodies and smelled the bodies and heard the bodies. I've seen so many bodies, and they clean them up real clean. And they clean them up real clean. I'm not going to say who, but dang, oh dang. You read the book, you watch the movie. You read the book and watch the movie, it's very much like the book. It's very much like the movie. And it's a new movie and a new book. Every second of the day. Everywhere around you, unless you can secure your peaceful vicinity. I mean, you do not want to get stuck in some other person's vicinity. You want to have your own vicinity that you're paying for, because man, oh man, once you step into somebody else's vicinity and they're paying for it, doesn't matter who you are. It's about what position you're in at the exact moment. Okay, you could be Bill Gates. When you're at your home with your firearm in your vicinity where you're legally standing because you own the property and yada, 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 that's different. You could be Bill Gates and go to some inner city bad area and go to some crack house. Now you're in their rules. It's hard to explain. You want to find a place and secure it. That's your place. And let the zombies come in. And that's what it was about those zombies. It was like some of them were zombied out. And people were freaking like in their mortgaged houses. And they were like zombies, Call of Duty zombies. And believe it or not, there were certain people that got zombie killed or whatever. Most people you didn't hear about in that aspect or whatever. But there were a few. There were zombies. Even I got zombied out. Even I was a zombie, but I was a decent zombie. And then the EMT came and picked me up. Brought me to LHSC. I was zombied the frick out. Like, big time zombie king. I was like, zombie zom. I was like, in front of the frickin', I didn't know what was going on. Like, I thought people were chasing me because I didn't have no sleep. And when I was in the jail for a short time, I had gotten sucker punched really hard in my head. And then on top of that, when I got out of jail, I was suffering from that concussion still. And I didn't get that much sleep because I had to make my own money. So it was horrible. So that day I was zombied out. This was 2 years ago or so. So I'm zombied out, right? Because I'm doing YouTube videos too. So don't think like I just finished like 12 videos and then I'm like zombied the fuck out. I just did like 12 videos. Most YouTubers would be in their hotel suite in the bathtub. I was like zombied out, man. So then I'm zombied out getting all types of street videos and whatnot. Some of them. I got quite a bit of stuff. Any one that I didn't get, I must have been so mentally incompetent not to get it. Or etc. But anyways, I get picked up by the EMT, and ever since then, they saved my life. Oh my God, it was horrible. I had to sleep in bus stops. I was sleeping in bus stops. I was sleeping anywhere there was a seat. It was defined a seat. Bus stops. bust stuff. Never, like, you got to be smart. That Phil Thompson, I don't know how I would have got away from him. I don't think there was any other way it could have been. Everything worked out for everyone in the end. Because I was at that, it was sort of at that point anyway, where I needed a breakthrough, and he happened to be that ice. So that was a good thing. It ended up being a blessing in disguise for Tom, because for my life, because I was just a kid. I was not even near the age of Phil. Phil, sort of, his little brush that my brush up with Phil, it wiped freaking 24 karat gold all over me when I brushed him. So I said, oh my God, this guy wants to brush up on me? Does this guy know who he is? Because he's got a wife, he's got freaking this, he's got that. I'm just a kid from nothing in Hillsburg, homeless because my dad ditched me, and he owns property, but I don't, and I just worked and worked and worked on the computer, and that's all I am. And he had a couple little nice things that a kid might admire, and then this big grown grizzly man brushes up with me. So I'm like, all right, brush up all up on me. I was like, that's what it was. It was like when Cam Thompson came to lick in front of my face or whatever, I said, bud, it's like you're biting your own lip, bud. I got nothing to lose, bud. You got mortgaged houses. Your whole life is in that wood and that goddamn. I don't got none of that. I ain't never appointed that. My house is on the internet right now because I knew how bad of a war it was. I had to learn every which way of my Ontario. So now I know there's them ones in Ontario or whatever. So I'll figure it out. It'll get figured out. I didn't get it as easy as a Cam Thompson. People compare us. So a lot of girls, believe it or not, and stuff say, oh, you're like mini Cam. You're like the little Cam. You're like, oh, you're just like Cam. Oh, isn't that Cam? You know what I mean? But, dude, I don't even know Cam. Like, Cam just happened to be my cousin. I don't even know him. Or whatever. We never met each other a day in our lives. We never met each other a day in life. He's one of the richest people I ever met in real life. I got a lot of millionaire friends on the computer. I got a lot of millionaire friends or whatever, but he was one of the richest that I ever met. He was rich. Yeah, he was rich, pretty wealthy. He had a really nice apartment complex. He owned it himself. If you're thinking like that, that's how I think. It just happened that we couldn't be close to each other, but how I see him as a friend, he has a really nice apartment complex. He sits at the top of it. Sometimes I think he should have made the entire top floor. He should have made the entire top floor his penthouse floor and not rented out the top floor. That would have been an idea. Maybe in the future, because I know that unit gets small. You could have both units attached for one big penthouse up top. And then have all the renters down below. Or you could have the entire place a mansion. I would have my office on the 4th floor, penthouse on the top, kitchen on the bottom. You know, like you could do all types of stuff. Or workshop for woodworking. That's what I would have turned it into. I would have had a lathe downstairs in the one apartment, a lathe and all that. I don't know what the hell I would have used the lathe for. It could have been a lot of things. That could have been a workshop. You could have had servers in there. You could fill the whole apartments with Bitcoin miners. You could have like nothing but Bitcoin miners all filled up in the apartment, just mining Bitcoin. You'd be rich. You'd be making thousands a month if you put Bitcoin miners in the one apartment. It's not illegal. It's just sort of you'd have to set it all up or whatever. But it's just a computer. You plug it into the electricity and then you turn it on and you run the software. What's it called? But it takes a lot of electricity. So now you're talking deals with the electricity company. How are you splitting up the power? Oh, you're using bulk electricity now? Well, we were already using bulk, but they're saying now you're using like industrial Bitcoin mining or whatever. I don't know how they're going to explain it, but they have it where you could do unlimited electricity or whatever. Not unlimited. It would be to a certain amount. But it costs money. Then you're paying more money per electricity, But that's a business you could do with it. I always wanted to turn my dad's property into farming land. Livestock. We had a chicken, we had a hen, and we ate the hen. We ate the hen. My dad wouldn't tell me we ate the hen. He said, Tommy, the hen went missing. I said, the hen went missing? Where'd the hen go? He said, the rooster must have ate the hen. I said, the rooster must have ate the hen. Or it went, my master's broke. Or it went, I thought it might have, see, I see why he did. Because all I did was think about the hen running away in the field while we were eating hen, which he just called chicken, chicken, mushroom, whatever the hell dish you can make in the oven. Nikki used to make that one when we had Nikki cooking. When we had Nikki cooking, she was in the kitchen cooking. Yeah, and when we had Nikki cooking, she would cook a decent meal. A lot of women do. My mom cooks a decent meal too. I cook good. When you're doing it, it's got a lot of dust to it. And that's why you buy that crystal litter. There's a crystal litter by PetSmart. I gotta run this vacuum. We need more litter. Oh no, we got litter. Crystal litter by, no, not PetSmart. By PetSafe. They make ultra crystal litter. It's good. I gotta put my Roomba on its battery charger. That would be illegal. Why don't you get a Bitcoin miner, man? Instead of harassing people for profit, like you have been. It's not about beat, man. It's about leave me alone, brother. You're a real weird guy when it comes to your profiteering off people. You think you're going to put false charges on people to hurt them, and that's illegal. You can't do that. So because the courts had to figure out what happened between us when you attacked me. Now they've figured that out, and they're saying, dude, relax, bud. Stop threatening Tom, and eventually you guys will be, I'm doing fine.